LSW low sidewall technology that's redefining expectations for agricultural tires around the world. Offering a full lineup of agricultural tires for a variety of equipment types, including tractors, combines, grain carts, and sprayers. For more information, visit TitanInternational.com. Titan Tire, the official sponsor of the Outlaw Young Guns. All of our drivers ages 16 to 25 are eligible to participate in the Young Gun program. There's over 40 of them. Pulling is alive and well with the next generation. Out of Schleswig, Iowa, current number one in points, moved into the number one spot just a few days ago. I keep calling it last weekend. Well, shoot, it's only Wednesday. So just a couple of days ago, took over the number one spot out there in Pawnee City, Nebraska. This is Mike Hargens. Check that. Mike Hargens currently sitting number 5 in points. Mike Masonbrink, your next puller, is going to be your number 1 in points puller. Got a pair of mics going right here between Mike Hargens and Mike Masonbrink. We're going to shoot the number 5 one down the track first. This Mike Hargens out of Schleswig, Iowa, currently number 5 in points. Calls this one Wild Side. Mike Hargens picked up a couple of good wins early in the season in 2024. Actually jumped out to a big points lead in 2024. Looking to get back there 2025. Calls this one Wild Side. Hey, what do you say? Green fans stayed on top of that motor as well as anyone's done on the big end in a while. 309.27. Going to move him into that number 3 spot. 309.27. Like I said, it might be a war for third place at this point. Nice run right there, Mike Hargens. Now we'll bring up the counterpart Mike Masonbrink. Current points leader will be your next puller. We take a look right there on the replay. Check out the big board, folks. Picked up the front end, laid it down about 250 feet, and just kind of ran with it before that monster jumped up at the big end and simply said, stop. Big thank you to Steffes Auction Group. Steffes, your local auction expert since 1960. If you're planning to sell land, real estate, excess equipment, or other assets, book your 2025 auction with your local auction expert, Steffes Group. Find out how, steffesgroup.com. Big thank you to Meister Repair, official class sponsor of the Light Limited Pro Stock class. From the field to the pulling track for all your ag repair needs, engine building and dyno tuning, Meister Repair delivers on quality workmanship you can count on. From hardworking tractors to high-performance pillars, we build it right every time. Built to work, tuned to win. Now we're getting our first look at our Light Limited Pro Stock 2025 current class leader. Out there by 3 points ahead of Keith Keyshaw. Keith Keyshaw currently sitting in that number 4 spot. So Mike Masonbrink has the door open in front of him right here. Build on that 3-point lead. He comes to you from Gretna, Nebraska. Calls this one Inches Matter. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a John Deere walking away victorious tonight. We got a John Deere in the lead, and we got 2 to go, and they're both green. Only question is, where are they going to hail from? Mike Masonbrink leading the points with Inches Matter. Another similar looking run to what we've seen, drifting left to the right there, right of center. Gonna clock in a similar spot. We'll get you those numbers in a second. 308.80. 308.80. Puts him just ahead of his counterpart, Keith Keyshaw. Puts him in the number 4 spot. Not going to win the war tonight, but he's going to gain things in that battle that he's got going on there with the Die-Hard Deer. One puller left to go in the class.
Yeah, tell him what gear you're running out of.
Yeah, Adam, what gear are you running?
What is light limited pro stocks out there? Make some noise if you like. Awesome class to kick things off. Don't go anywhere. 5 more classes back there. You're going to hear the noise. You're going to feel the power. You're going to see it all here tonight at the polo track. All right, ladies and gentlemen, poised in the wings right back there in the staging area. That infamous looking 4010 John Deere, maybe the prettiest tractor by my unofficial opinion in this class. 2017 points champion. Grab the points championship. This is Brady Gosler coming out there onto the track. Grabbed the co-championship, co-drove this tractor with his dad, Bubba. Bubba's out there right there getting ready to back Brady into the sled. It's a father-son team. Brady even let some of his other family members, a couple of different people, run this tractor. It's a family affair there in the Gosler camp. Like I said, they were 2017 Outlaw Points champions. Came up number 2 in 2023. Came really close 2 years ago. Perennial powerhouses, always knocking on the door right there. It's going to take a big one. This track has moved in that direction for the past 326.01. Current class leader now or never for Brady Gosler, looking for our first walk-off win of the night. All right, last one buyer in our daily class. Brady Gosler out of Ute, Iowa. Got to go 326 because it's spare time. Hey, put your hands together. I can't see where that leader flag is, but I can hear from the sound of the engine. When that box topped out, that motor did not pull down Brady. Phenomenal job staying in it, picking the right gear. Come up just a little by 3.8. Nice pass right there for Brady Gosler on a tricky track that started shooting these pullers southward. We'll get you the top 5 in just a moment. All right, unofficially, top 5 going to sound like this. Number 5 spot, Mike Masonbrink in the Inches Matter machine. Number 4, going to go to that counterpart, Mike Hargens in the Wild Side. Number 3, you just saw it run right there. Beautiful pass. Brady Gosler out of Ute, Iowa in the spare time. Number 2 was your test puller, Randy Gira in the underrated 2. And number 1 in the trickiest draw to pull in, that's going to be Brad Lundell. Johnny Be Good, 326.01. Grab the lead as the second puller of the night and watch the whole field come after him. Congratulations to Brad, picking up the win right here in Britt, Iowa. He's also going to early on set the high water mark for our Wiffles winning distance. longest total distance of the night, regardless of class or vehicle. So it's a game within a game here at the Pulling Track. 3:26:01, gonna set that mark early on. Let's do a little light super stock ag pulling, the duel of the fuels. You're gonna see diesel fuel as well as smokeless alcohol methanol burners out here in this class. Light super stock ag, have to have a ag chassis. You still have to have that cast iron rear end in the back of these, and run upwards of 3 run the multi-charger. Get up above 05, but you're going to be restricted to a single turbocharger. 6,300 pounds on diesel fuel, 6,000 pounds on alcohol. Something for everybody out here. Current points leader in the class, going to start things off. Had back-to-back victories last weekend. Lee, Nebraska, Warrensburg, Missouri. Locked up the rear end in Lee, Nebraska. Drove all the way home, overnighted it, fixed it, went out to their pull in Warrensburg, and got the win. Corey Schluter calls this one barn burner. Well, it sneezed and hiccuped on him right there. Not what he wanted, but he has more than one way he can play this. Did not get past 100 foot. All pullers have their 100 foot option, regardless of where they are in the pull order. As long as a puller does not break 100 feet, or as long as a puller gets out of the throttle before 100 feet, they can come back and rehook immediately, which is exactly what Corey's going to do right here. So just a little bit of a sneeze. He's going to work that out. He's going to rehook right now. Still doesn't have to take this hook. That's his test or option. Kind of working it out. Gonna offer him one of the most resilient pulling teams that you'll see out there. Big time, never say die attitude. 2024 defending points champion. Him along with his father Chuck. Hard at it, many decades of pulling. Recently inducted his grandfather Clem Schluter into the Outlaw Hall of Fame. Big time farmers in Carrollton, Missouri, right there, Grand River bottom. Missouri, multi-thousand acre operation on there. They will play harder. This is that loves black smoke and crackling. I was talking to Corey before the pull today, and he said after the long last couple of days, he's feeling a little tired. The barn buddy almost acted like it's feeling a little tired right there. Get top of the month he typically does. It's been a hard charging couple of days right here for the barn burner pulling team out there. We'll get you his distance and let you know what he's thinking, whether or not he's going to take that hook. 194.79 unofficially the distance for the barn burner. Now, I would imagine he's probably going to turn that down unless he knows something that we don't. But I would imagine he's probably thinking that he can get it farther up the track than that. right, puller number 2, and a man who's been on an absolute mission. No smoke coming out of this one right here. Burning methanol. Took a diesel machine, and he said, you know what? Let's put spark plugs in. Kurt Paul's second year piping here. This Crazy Horse been coming on strong. Picked up a win in Rock Valley, Iowa, one of our cornerstone pulls on the year. Currently sitting number 2 in points, just 7 points behind Corey Schluter out there out of Enton, Iowa, taking that same lane we've seen all of them take for the smokeless alternative of the night. Kurt Paulson calls it Crazy Horse. Clapper, that is a picture-perfect light super stock run. That is precisely how they want those alky burners in here at 6,000 pounds. Raise that front end up. We're going to have to take another replay board at this one, hopefully it rolls around. One of the prettiest passes tonight as he shoots a little excess methanol, a little flame coming out there. Definitely going to have a walker here to get those digits for you. 286.87, shy of what I thought it would be, but a beautiful run. Look at this replay right here. Carried that front end the length of the track and then just set it down on a big end that's taking a ton of power. Beautiful, beautiful run. $286.87, and that is going to be our number 1 spot. Corey Schluter did take that run. Said the track is taking a ton of power out there. I tell you what, when you get the rains like this and they cut the water into it, they turn into tacky biting tracks out there. Corey Schluter said, hey, that's what the barn burner had tonight, so he did take that one. So the Crazy Horse going to jump out to the lead. 6 total vehicles in this class. Missouri, Iowa, Nebraska is where we're going to go on tour. 4 to go. Ryan Boyson coming to the line in a yellow painted John Deere. Industrial painted yellow as opposed to the agricultural green. Of course, you've seen anytime you have the industrial machines out there with the highway departments, regardless of what brand they are, they're all going to be painted this same color. So he got it in a option right here in the industrial Hancock, Iowa, out of West Point, Nebraska. Out of West Point, Nebraska, Ryan Boyd calls the construction painted John Deere under construction. We've seen a multi-charger on diesel fuel. We've seen a multi-charger on alcohol. Now we're going to go to our first single charger on diesel fuel. Ryan, one of those opting to run those big cubes up past 505 cubic inch. So he's got the big Deere under the hood in there, running a single turbocharger underneath. He's been experimenting with different sizes on that one. Currently sitting number 3 in points. We're going 1, 2, and 3 in points and 1, 2, and 3 in pulling. 286.87 the distance to beat. Looking to pick up his first win of the 25 campaign. Ryan Boyson under construction. Went hard left on him. I was debating whether or not that was by design. But the getting out of the throttle over there, the motor tells this story. Had to back out of it to keep it in bounds. We'll have to take a look at the replay, but I'm sure he parked within the truck line. Went hard left on him. Had to do what he had to do to stay between the white lines and save the run. I think he's going to come up a little short. 256.60. 256 with a 6-0 to the right. Good enough for the number 2 spot right now.